Most avoidable deaths of all time.
Philip Quinn, death by a lava lamp explosion. In
That happens? That's a big lava lamp. How does that what do you mean? How does that happen?
2004, 24-year-old Philip Quinn from Washington State was at home, watching his lava lamp do its thing. But apparently it wasn't doing it.
Who the f just sits there and stares at their lava lamp? Just watching it.
Its thing fast enough for his liking. Instead of waiting patiently, Quinn had an
Oh, did he shake it? I've done that before. It fucks everything up. There's like a coil at the bottom I didn't know about, and then when you shake it, it ruins it.
idea that no scientist would ever approve of. He put the lava lamp directly on the stove to speed up the process. Physics had other plans. As the liquid inside overheated,
He put the lava lamp on the stove? Dude, a light bulb heats the lava lamp up. It's not like that hot. It's a pretty hot lava lamp, I will say. It's not like just like a random lava lamp you get, at least for this one. This one's also a very large lava lamp, but it does get hot, but not like you're cooking eggs on a stove hot. I wonder how it exploded, though. I would have assumed it would just like crack the glass.
the pressure built up until the lamp violently exploded. A glass shard shot across the room with enough force to pierce his chest, striking him in the heart. Quinn collapsed and died almost instantly. When police arrived, they found the shattered remains of the lamp, and presumably a cautionary tale about why household items come with warning labels. For the record, lava lamps already have a safety warning that explicitly states, "Do not heat this on a stove."
No fucking way. Hold up. Important safety instructions. This portable lamp has a polarized plug. As a feature to reduce the risk of electric shock, this plug will fit in a portable outlet only one way. I ain't got no stove. Another warning? Question mark? Is this dangerous? Is this dangerous? I'm about to pick it up. On the bottom? Oh, God, there's something on the bottom. Curiosity is going to kill me. There's text on the bottom. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. I'm not doing it.
Piece of advice that, if followed, probably would have saved his life.
Wow. Lava lamps really have a warning that says, do not put on stove.
David Grunman, death by cactus revenge. On February 4th, 1982, 27-year-old David Grunman was out in the Arizona desert, armed with a shotgun and a questionable sense of judgment. He and his roommate had gone shooting, but instead of aiming at targets, David decided to take on Mother Nature herself by blasting away at a massive saguaro cacti. At first, things went as expected. He fired at a small cactus, watching it collapse in defeat. Encouraged by his success,
How did he die from shooting a cactus? Oh, did it ricochet and kill him?
he set his sights on a much larger 26-foot saguaro and unloaded his shotgun into it. And that's when karma struck back. A massive 4-foot arm of the cactus broke off and fell directly on top of him. The weight of the spiny limb crushed him instantly, ending his cactus shooting career.
How much does a cactus weigh? I thought they were mainly like just water and like fibrous plant matter. Do they weigh as much as like a tree?
Permanently. David was declared dead at the scene. Locals call it cactus karma, a brutal reminder that desert plants have survived
Oh, it's 26 feet tall. Ooh.
thousands of years, and they don't take kindly to being shot at. This could have been avoided if David had just picked a different hobby, maybe fishing, or...
Wow, dude, a conscious human died by getting crushed by a cactus. Like, imagine being him. And in your last moments, you go, oh, fuck. And then a cactus falls on you. I don't think that's as dumb as the lava lamp. Which one's more stupid? The lava lamp's real dumb. And it's also purposeless. I could see a scenario where I would want to shoot a cactus with a shotgun. Maybe that's the boy in me, but I feel like that would be kind of fun to shoot a cactus with a shotgun. Okay? Now, would I shoot a 28-foot cactus? Probably not, but I don't know.
Hans Steininger, death by beard entanglement. Hans Steininger was a well-respected mayor in 16th century
Yo, that means he has the best beer ever made, though. If his beard was so long that he stepped on it and died.
Austria, known for his wisdom, leadership, and an absolutely massive beard. At 4.5 feet long, it was less of a facial feature and more of an accessory, one that he usually rolled up and tucked into his pocket like a Renaissance-era fashion statement. But one day, during a sudden fire in town,
No! Oh, no, his beard probably doesn't catch on fire. He probably, like, falls down the stairs.
Steininger forgot to tuck in his beard before running to help. As he hurried down a flight of stairs, he stepped on it, tripped, and fell head first, breaking his neck. Yes, this man was literally taken down by his own beard. If there's any lesson to take from this, it's that at a certain length a beard stops being stylish and starts being a tripwire. Elena Struthers Gardner, impaled by metal straw. Reusable straws are supposed to save the environment, but this one didn't even save a single person. In November 2000...
Damn, impaled by metal straw? How would that even happen? They're dull. You'd have to... Hold up, I gotta rip ass.
19.
Oh, God.
In Broadstone, England, 60-year-old Lena Struthers Gardner, a retired jockey with mobility issues, was at home sipping from a mason jar with a built-in stainless steel straw. But as she walked through the kitchen, she suddenly lost her footing and fell. The metal straw, held firmly in place by the lid, did not budge. Instead, it impaled her left eye, driving straight into her brain. Her wife,
Sometimes I walk around when I have too many hands full. I'll put the utensils that I'm going to use to eat in my mouth. I don't do it with knives, but I'll do it with forks. And I'll be like quickly walking around a corner and the fork will smack the corner. And I always think to myself, what if I just like fuck up and trip and then the whole fork just goes wonk right through like the back of my head and kills me. It's efficiency though. Your mouth is basically another hand. Sometimes I'll eat with a knife. God, I gotta stop doing that. Sometimes I'll eat with a knife. Like I'll cut things up and stab it with the knife and eat it off the knife. And I've cut my tongue a little bit before.
Emergency responders rushed her to the hospital, but the injury was too severe, and she passed away the next day.
Oh my God, imagine getting a fucking metal Yeti straw just through your eyeball. Ugh.
Doctors later noted that if the straw hadn't been held rigidly in place by the lid, it might have moved or bent upon impact. But because it was locked in, it turned into a miniature javelin waiting for an unfortunate victim. This tragedy sparked safety discussions around metal straws, because as it turns out, sharp, movable metal spikes near your face can in fact be dangerous. Who could have seen that coming? Jennifer Strange, overdosing on water. On January 12th...
Oh, is this the lady that went on the radio show? I remember hearing about this story when I was like, yeah, no, I probably had to be 10 years old. So I remember hearing, I mean, this happened when I was 5, but I remember being like 10 and hearing about a lady that went on a radio show. And they had the challenge. It was, wait, let me actually see if this is it.
2007, 28-year-old Jennifer Strange from Sacramento, California, set out to win a Nintendo Wii for her kid.
And she had to drink a gallon of water and hold her pee for as long as possible. For a Wii. I don't even know if I could drink a gallon of water. That's so much liquid. Do you guys think you could drink a gallon of water just in... Like, I think I could drink a gallon of water over an hour, not just chug it, just down a gallon, no problem. You would need to give me at least like 20 minutes.
The contest, called Hold Your Wii for a Wii, was simple. Drink as much water as possible without urine.
That's so sad, though, that she died trying to win her son a Wii. Like, she was trying to be a good mom. Probably didn't have a lot of money. That's so sad, though.
Contestants kept chugging water, with the last person standing winning the console. At first, Jennifer laughed along with the hosts, but as she kept drinking, she started to feel lightheaded and nauseous. Eventually, she left, telling coworkers she had a terrible headache and was going home. A few hours later,
she never peed?
She was found dead in her bathroom. By drinking too much water too quickly, Jennifer had diluted the sodium in her blood, causing her brain to swell dangerously. Essentially, her body drowned itself from the inside out, and she didn't even win the Wii. After her death, her family sued the radio station, which had ignored warnings from medical professionals about the risks of excessive water consumption. The case ended with a $16 million settlement.
Wow.
But tragically, no amount of money could undo such an unnecessary...
Oh, yeah, having your mom die, dude, that's fucking horrible. General Zod, don't say I mean. Does it help? Yeah, now the kid won't have to work for the rest of his life. I would rather have an alive mom than $16 million.
Water is great. Just don't drink it like it's a competition. Jimmy Heselden. Death by Segway cliff.
I don't even think I can hold my pee for... The second I have to pee, I gotta pee, okay? If I start thinking about the fact that I have to pee really bad. I used to have a pee problem when I was younger, and I used to have to sit on a timer for like 20, 30 minutes. And I remember when I had a babysitter, I would tell her I have to pee, and she would have like a stopwatch, and she would make me wait because I'd pee so much. And it was bad. And there was one time I held my pee for so long that I tried to pee, and my bladder was so full I couldn't. And I remember I was at a Dave & Buster's, and I was standing there, and literally in like 10-year-old Joe Bart was going at a urinal, just like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, it was, I literally, like, I couldn't compress my bladder to piss because it was so full that I was freaking out.
Death by Segway cliff dive. In 2010, British millionaire Jimmy Heselden, the owner of the Segway company, set out to test a new all-terrain version of his product on his private estate. With plenty of open land to explore, it seemed like the perfect place for a smooth ride, except for one poorly placed cliff. While navigating the terrain, Heselden somehow lost control near the edge, veered off the path, and tragically plunged 42 feet into a river below. Rescue teams arrived, but it was too late. The man who owned the Segway company had been defeated by the very thing he sold. This death could have been avoided by not testing
He owned the Segway company?
a self-balancing scooter near the edge of a literal cliff, or maybe by installing guardrails or just walking. Dr. Jacqueline Katarik.
I have always wanted to use the Segway, though. They seem very fun. Everybody, though, they're... Okay. Don't agree with me. Wear a helmet when you're on a bike or on a Segway or something where you could get hurt. However, my gut reaction whenever I see somebody wearing a helmet on a Segway... Nerd! I'm sorry. It's just immediately... Oh, cringe! Fuck! Ugh. You're wearing a helmet on a Segway. Ugh. But you should, right? Because you really should wear a helmet, because if you do fall, you're probably going to crack your head open.
Suffocation in Chimney. In August 2010, Dr. Jacqueline Katarik, a 49-year-old
Nerds live long, that's facts.
physician from California, made a decision that can only be described as bold, ill-advised, and tragically final. She was in a turbulent relationship with a man named William Moody. One evening after an argument, Moody refused to see her, so she took matters into her own hands. First, she tried to break into his house with a shovel, which, unsurprisingly, didn't work. Then, instead of calling it a night and reconsidering her approach, she climbed onto the roof, removed the chimney cover, and decided to enter Santa style. Only one.
What? I don't think I've ever seen a chimney where you're able to fit your whole body through it. That's why chimney sweepers used to be children. Like, historically, they've died in chimneys, too. A lot of kids in, like, that 1910s, chimney sweepers would get stuck in there, die, and then they'd have to fucking get another kid, somebody else to go down there fucking get them out. Because it's like, it's not, some chimneys, when you're cleaning them, it's not just like, sometimes just like a straight fucking shot down. Like, they have to like shimmy their way down. There's like crevices they could get stuck in. But most chimneys are really small too. It's not that easy to just like jump in there and clean.
One problem: chimneys aren't designed for human travel. She slid in feet first, expecting to land safely inside, but she got stuck. Badly. When she didn't show up for work the next day, colleagues reported her missing. 3 days later, a house sitter noticed a strange smell coming from the fireplace.
Oh no, she started decaying.
Firefighters spent 5 hours breaking apart the chimney to reach her. She had been trapped just 2 feet above the opening. The autopsy revealed that she had suffocated due to the extreme pressure on her chest, which made it impossible for her lungs to expand. Moody later expressed deep sadness over the tragic accident, calling it a horrendously bad decision that cost her life. This entire situation could have been avoided by simply walking away, or at the very least, choosing a break-in method that didn't involve entering a narrow stone tunnel. Vladimir Lakonos.
Yeah, like learn how to pick a lock would be better than trying to jump down someone's chimney.
Death by exploding chewing gum. In December 2009,
I've heard about this one.
25-year-old Vladimir Lakonos, a chemistry student from Ukraine, was doing what a lot of students do: chewing gum while studying. But unlike most people, he had a habit of dipping his gum in citric acid to make it extra sour. On this particular day, Vladimir grabbed a small white powder from his desk, dipped his gum, popped it in his mouth, and started chewing. Only it wasn't citric acid. It was a highly explosive chemical compound he had been working with in his lab.
And why do we have both of those next to each other? Having food and fucking deathly chemicals next to explosive chemicals right next to each other in similar containers.
Within seconds, the gum...
Real scientists don't allow food in labs for that exact reason. I think it's contamination as well on what you're experimenting with. But also, yeah, dude, what if you eat something you're not supposed to? Don't eat in a lab.
...detonated inside his mouth. The blast was so powerful that it blew off his jaw and lower face, killing him instantly.
Wow.
His parents, hearing the explosion, rushed in, only to find an unspeakable scene. When police investigated, they found two identical containers, one with citric acid, the other with a volatile explosive powder. In a tragic mix-up, he had grabbed the wrong one.
I mean, like, fucking at least color code them, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel bad, but it's like, holy shit, why did he have both of them right next to each other?
This accident could have been avoided by labeling things properly. It also served...
I wouldn't even say labeling them, just giving you some sort of direction on, like, you don't even need to write down explosive powder. You could just be like blue versus red containers.
This is an important lesson. If you're going to eat something, make sure it's actually food. As bizarre as these stories may be, it's important to remember that these were real people with real lives.
Yeah, like I'm not like making fun of them. It's just like, holy fuck, dude. These people actually died from this. The last death was unbelievable. How do you not notice the dangers of having two similar contents and one of them being an explosive powder and the other something you regularly consume? How traumatizing it was for the parents to see that scene. I feel like that one was dumb, but still not as dumb as jumping into a chimney. That's got to be the worst one out of all of them. Going, yeah, let me try and jump. Like, that's just like actually recognizing you're not going to fit the lava lamp. Yeah, the lava lamp's dumb, but I wouldn't assume that the lava lamp would explode and kill me. I would assume it would just crack and break. But yeah. Chat, we're going to call that there. W fucking